Hello, I'm Steve Tartalia, and I'm kneeling before the Queen of Kung Fu.
This is
Michelle
wonderful.
Khan.
This
Welcome
is
to our
wonderful.
program.
Come on. That's so nice. Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you.
Michelle, I saw Supercop again last night for the first time, and you were fantastic. You know, I loved you before when you first came out, and I saw Madam Princess in the early days, and
yes,
fans
Madam.
might recognize her from Madam Princess, and what's the other one? Tai Chi
Royal
Master.
War, yeah, Tai Chi Master, Wing Chun, Heroic
Yeah.
Trio, yes.
Your Kung Fu is so phenomenal. Can you tell us a little bit about how you prepared for your role in Supercop, and what was the beginning of that production like for you?
You know, being in an action movie, first of all, you have to be fit. You just have to be so in tune, not mentally and physically as well. I mean, we go through the rigorous training of doing your basic kicks and basic moves so that you're accurate as well. But honestly, nothing really prepares you for the stunts or the moves that you're going to be doing, because it happens then. You know, when you choreograph something, it's not something that's been pre-planned for like months and months ago. Then you can go into the it's when you see the arm-to-arm combat. You know, when we start doing leaps and jumps and things like that, you get there and they tell you now this is going to happen, and then. But that is the part of our kind of movie, though. It's the spontaneous reaction that you want from each other. You know, the surprise element that makes it exciting.
But yet the training has to be there. For me, I studied for 10 years before I was qualified to work over there. And yet people such as you're the queen. People such as yourself, they go on the set and they just do this. Some of your colleagues over there have no training whatsoever, and then they just learn on the set and they still look good.
Yeah, we have incredible stuntmen and, you know, camera work and the whole thing. They are the ones who do all the work. We don't do anything. No.
But you had some traditional training.
I actually, you know what? When my very first action movie, I was armed with having learned ballet for a very long time, dance, you know, contemporary jazz, and then having been a sports person. I played squash, tennis, I was a swimmer, I was, you know, if my brother played football, I'd be playing football. So I love activities.
And now that makes
that
sense,
way.
because the difference is I've worked with people who do ballet before in Hong Kong, like, I don't want to mention names, but they don't understand the PowerPoint, so they look like a little bit soft.
Yes.
A little bit soft.
But because I play sports, you know, squash is a very fast game. You know, it spurts, it's dashing, it's things like that. So when I started to learn martial arts, which is now 12 years ago, I had this advantage. I was flexible. Then I was very in tune with my body. You know, I'm coordinated because of the years of training, and then because of my sports activities, I was fast in short spurts. And then I just spent many hours with, thank God, like very patient stuntmen and martial arts directors who would come to the gym and spend like hours on end teaching me the tricks and well, you know, it is a movie thing after all. You know, we're not really there to kill each other. We do hit each other like mad, and we do hit each other all the time. But they were teaching me, you know, the movements, because if you were fighting on the street, you would go straight there. But if you were doing it for the movie, you had to go around.
Yes, longer.
So everything looked bigger and broader, because, you know, on the screen you are magnified like to such a large degree.
So so your training was mostly specifically for movie fighting. You didn't learn any traditional forms?
I didn't.
Or traditional style?
I didn't like practice. I didn't have the luxury of like, you know, only doing karate and just like doing from white belt to black belt. So I don't. You're the real thing. You know, you're the one with the black belt. I don't know this, but I've had. In a way, it's made me a little bit more flexible. So when they put me in a contemporary to a period movie, a different kind of movie, I could adapt. But at every start of the movie, if I knew that I was in this movie going to like be fighting with a sword, or I would be fighting a particular style called, like in Wing Chun, I would get an expert who would come and teach me the finer points. Because like in a street fighting, you don't have to learn anything in that way. As long as you know your basic front, side, back, turning kicks, you know, all the, how to block, how to, you know, how the energy is coming out when you're focused. But when you're doing like a contemporary movie, it's all that little movements that makes the difference.
You have the...
So, you know,
I suggest that, I propose that Hong Kong-style movie fighting should be known as a traditional system from now on. Yeah, and you're very good at it. Can you tell us a little bit about Supercop and how you...
Supercop is a fun movie. It's like...
what are your favorite scenes in there?
Oh my God, there are so many. I mean, when I watched the movie myself the other night at the screening, I was like, ow!
Yeah.
I sit there myself going, wow, I'm glad I did it then, you know, because maybe I'm not going to do it anymore.
Was that the first time you saw an American audience watching your film?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
And I tell you, you know, the audience here is fabulous. It's like fantastic. When they like something, they tell you they like it. If they hate it, they're going to tell you.
Michelle, they really loved you. Yeah, it was great. You know, I mean, you're a great actress, and you can fight really well. And like Jackie said at the beginning of the film, you're very attractive.
Thank you.
And the crowd loved that. They just went crazy, you know. And the girls, I was watching little girls, just whenever you would kick butts, they would...
you know, it's been like this for the last few days. You know, I find like the men start to sort of move back a little when I come in. They're sort of like,
why should they?
Hi, nice to meet you, like from the distance. And then the women, they just come up and say, you were fantastic.
You're great.
You know, it's like you can feel in their eyes, it's like finally someone, you know, finally.
A role model.
Oh, thank you. Wow, what a way to put it.
Well, you know what it is? It's in American audiences, our role models are either actresses on film. They're either an actress or they're a tough girl and they can't act well, or they act well and they have to use stunt doubles for fighting. And you just do it all, and so that makes you a good role model.
Thank you.
Yeah.
You're too sweet, too kind.
And I think that's about all the time that we have, and I just want to thank you for being on our program.
No, thank you.
We'd like to see you again when you come back into town. Please.
I hope we will. We will definitely meet again. I am sure.
Okay. Thanks.